In this video, I will be examining level -999 in the Backrooms, also known by its more famous name, the Tower of Babel. Now, this level is as deep as most people can physically make it in the Backrooms before they reach the human limit, which is level 1000, and it is 100% the strangest level that I've ever read or ever come across throughout my years of doing this. So leave a like if you think you can make it all the way to -999, that's 1000 levels. And while you're doing that, let's go ahead and hop into the explanation and let's see why this level is so weird, shall we? So to start off, the level is not written in the typical way that most are. There's no classification graphic, there's no entity section or entrances or anything like that. Instead, it's written in a sort of story way. And in order for you to get the full experience of the level, I'm gonna go ahead and read this story just like it's written. But I'll do that after I summarize it right here really quickly for those of you who don't want to listen to a little short story. Level -999 of the Backrooms has been nicknamed the Tower of Babel, and the level's page begins with a Bible verse from Genesis talking about the Tower of Babel. Shocker. The level itself appears to be an infinitely stretched out white plain that seems to be salty or sandy with nothing else of note. This white, sandy expanse goes out in all directions for an unknown amount of time because most people don't stay here long enough to explore it. But from what you can see, it's infinite. You might notice a mountain range or two off in the distance, but usually the main focus is what you see right in front of you, a giant tower that reaches up to the sky. When you spawn inside of this expanse, you'll be a good distance away from the tower, kind of off in the middle of this white plain. And of course, that's the first thing you'll notice because it's a gigantic, inhumanly sized tower stretching to the sky, and that's the first thing you'll see. That's the first thing you want to walk towards. You're immediately drawn to this tower. It's like if you were a moth and there was a light on, you just want to go over, you're lured to it. And all you want to do is go to this tower and climb up its staircase and explore it. The tower itself appears to be made out of some kind of old world stone. It's engraved, it's carved, and it's in a weird kind of stalactite looking shape. It appears to be never ending in height, and it stretches up into the clouds above. You literally can't even see the top of it, even if you look straight above you. It's otherworldly, it's entrancing. It feels magical just to look at it. After you sit there and you stare at this tower for a little bit, something strange will begin to happen. You see, when you first get here, the sky and the entire level is bright, it's colorful, it's blue, the air is moderate, it's just kind of a vibey place. Yeah, sure, it's liminal and empty, but there's nothing really wrong with it. But as you walk closer to the tower, as your infatuation with looking and exploring inside the tower grows, the cracks in the facade of the level will start to grow, and things will begin to appear. Strange entities, and the sky will turn red, and the tower itself will begin to glow and beckon you to come closer to it. This is the Tower of Babel, and you are now in its clutches. But with that setup out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and quote the rest of this little short story that the level's written in. That way you can get the full immersive experience of what's going on, and here is what it has to say. Buckle up, this is gonna get crazy. I woke up from level 245. I have few memories about that place. I barely remember anything. My experience in the level I was prior to entering it, why I was even in the level, what the level even looked like. But I know one thing for certain. Whatever location that I am currently in now is not the same as the one where I fell asleep. This place is odd, to say the least. I may not know too much of that place, but I know for certain that it had kami blocks and cold weather. This place is barren and dry and without human structures in sight. Everywhere I look, I spot dead trees, endless desert, trail marks, white sand, and unusually overcast skies. After some time, I became overpowered by this overwhelming determination to stand up and move forward. Curiosity then followed suit, and the culmination of both resulted in me eventually standing up and pacing forward. I embarked on an adventure on a straight line with nothing to stop me. I continued to walk and walk and walk. I walked for 10 minutes now. The more I walk, the foggier my surroundings get. Weirdly enough, I cannot exhaust myself of energy from this intense walking, and this undying urge to keep walking only grows. As I continue to venture out further, I notice a distinct outline in the fog. It looks like a tall, never-ending tower. However, I can't really make any distinct shape out of it. There's only one way to reveal its true nature, though, and that's by moving forward. That's the Tower of Babel. I remember learning about this thing in my Bible studies back in the front rooms. Man constructed a megalopolis with a spire threatened to transpierce heaven itself. God, after seeing what he considered to be a monstrosity, jumbled up the languages and cultures of mankind so that they could never achieve what they had through unity again. God thought that this monstrous conglomeration was the limit of what we would achieve. As my mind starts to get back on its feet, many thoughts start to pop up in my head. What if God banished the city and tower to the backrooms, along with its laborers and residents? What happened to the city and tower, its residents and all that, after millennia of rotting in the backrooms? Are there even residents within the city anymore? Is there even a city? Is a heaven-piercing spectacle all that remains? Curiosity had gotten the best of me. To answer all these questions, I could once again just walk closer, as I still feel compelled to do so. It's been an hour and a half, and the more I walk in this biblical landscape, the more uncanny it gets. The dust obscures my vision more. Sound is becoming more distorted. The Tower of Babel's silhouette contrasts from the background more, taking on a reddish hue, and my surroundings begin to glitch out. My determination to continue walking surges in me. It is the most motivated and driven I've been in a long time. As I continue walking, I find peculiar sights. I see expeditioners from various groups laying dead among their broken equipment. I feel as if many have tried to document this level and ultimately failed, and that it may be the end of the line for me soon. But even after 2 grueling hours, I continue walking. I notice that something is up with the Tower of Babel as I slowly approach it. I can now distinguish the structure's minor details, no longer just being a mere silhouette. As I take a closer look at it, I notice that the demented wrath of the backrooms has taken over it. I look closely, and various parts of the conglomeration appear to be glitching out. Shortly after, I notice human beings appearing in the distance. It must be the inhabitants of the city that once was. They frantically frolic around, acting like animals. They mumble gibberish and perform unusual acts. They don't even look like humans. They resemble facelings more. It could be that they were once humans, which were corrupted into facelings by the lunatic nature of the backrooms. I don't know. As I watch the obscene sights unfurl around me, I continue walking. I start to see buildings around me. They are devoid of life. I think the level itself wants me to go on an adventure, but now I feel it. The feeling that I have come farther than many. The devolved facelings also are not disrupting my path. In fact, I almost feel welcomed here. I stare at the glory of the tower. At its base, a massive door awaits, sealed as my fate to pass through such a gate. My dedication to continue walking reaches its peak, and even if the situation feels bleak, I have one more clear mission for today. I must approach that door with no delay. Eventually, the door starts opening slowly. As the massive doors open, it reveals a glimpse of what lies beyond. And that right there is how you get to the human limit, level -1000 of the backrooms. So as you just heard from that insane short story, the Tower of Babel might actually be the one from real life stuck here in the backrooms, and it is now this glitchy, warped, old version of its former self that doesn't even actually exist in reality. It's kind of warping in between. But in order to get to the human limits, level -1000, which I've also gone over here, you have to go through this level to get there. These mind-bending effects, this entire worldview change, these glitches, these warps, you have to make it through all of that to get to level -1000. And many people don't. This is where many people meet their fate in the backrooms. Like I said, there are no entrances, there are no exits. It is just the Tower of Babel, level -999. And if you make it there, you might just get a glimpse as to what is beyond. Alright, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this explanation. I know it was a little bit different than normal, but I like to dabble into other kinds of levels as well. Hope you did enjoy it though. Leave a like if you did enjoy it, and make sure to comment below what other things I should go over. And with all that said, make sure you also tell somebody that you love them, because life is too short not to. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.